Like, come on.
You can hit the button and then re-aim the camera, dude.
Okay, next time.
This is designed for somebody with a surfboard to operate. Just letting you know that.
Okay.
Okay. My girlfriend mounts this on her motorcycle, and she can activate the camera while she's riding her motorcycle.
Like with her nose?
With her hands! Oh my god!
Just
God, you're in college. How did you get into UT?
okay, come on. That last one was that last was jazz.
Okay. All right. So blade actions. Classification of blade actions. There are what we call the simple blade actions. The simplest blade action is just a thrust or extension. That's it, right? There are two types of thrusts. The first thrust is a direct thrust, all right? The second type of thrust is an indirect thrust, all right? Okay, now there are two types of indirect thrusts. The first type of indirect thrust is a disengage. Good, okay? The second type of indirect thrust is a cutover. Like that. So, if you're doing a very classical cutover, it should be from a far distance. You do a full extension, and then the deception, cut over, right? Cut over without bringing back your arm. So it looks like this. Realistically, that basically does not happen in any weapon other than saber. And even in saber, it doesn't look that pretty most of the time. All right? So, there's either thrust, direct, or thrust indirect, and that was an indirect thrust. That's a disengage because it goes around the guard. And then there's cutover, which is very situational in the point weapons. Now, disengage goes around the guard, right? Which means that if he wanted to disengage when he was thrusting low, he could still go around the guard. It just would be vertically going up and around as opposed to backing over, right? In foil, you might see a coupe of a low line attack, right? I'll do it to you. Is that better? All right. So you're going to basically parry 7. Ready? Right? Up. Oops. I suck. Ready? Like that. Right? So with that action, I know it's like a full messy like pull back and thrust again type of thing. It's technically a coupe of a low line action. Okay. The defensive blade actions. There's basically one defensive blade action that's simple. Call it a parry. Ready? Up. Okay, and then parry riposte is technically a compound action because it is a thrust after a parry. All right. Finally, the counter-offensive action called opposition. So it's a simultaneous parry and thrust. Can you do opposition in 6? Circular opposition 6. All right. Ready? Up. Like that. It's technically one action, not two actions like a parry 6 riposte. This is what parry 6 riposte would look like. Ready? Up. Good. Notice he comes off the blade, and there we go. All right, so why is it important to classify it as simple or compound? For the most part, most fencers, it doesn't matter, but it allows us to make certain types of determinations of the types of actions that can follow. Let's say that we're doing opposition 6 thrust. Ready? Up. Opposition 6.
Oh, sorry.
Ready? Up. Good. There's one blade action, which means that it is a one-tempo action and therefore a one-footwork action, as opposed to parry 6 riposte. Ready? Good. The reason why that's important is if the distance is close to where I am within a one-tempo action, ready? Parry 6 riposte. I can effectively continue the action if I need to. Ready? Up. Because it's not direct. All right? If it's a direct opposition thrust, up. Depending on my distance, I may be in trouble. Now, back up one step. Let's say that we're one step apart. Is an opposition 6 thrust going to work in this situation? You're shaking your head no? You have little faith. It depends on my momentum. Ready? Up. Why did it work? Well, the camera wasn't pointed at my feet, but I took 2 steps, and that's why it worked.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay, don't point it at my feet. Now, if I wanted to do, if you did the same action and I had a different distance, ready? Up. It doesn't work this time because I'm out of distance for the one-tempo action. So, as far as cognitively understanding why the actions happen, it's not necessary for most fencers to have a complete library or understanding of why. It's more important that the fencer understands why their action failed. So, the exercise involved, right, regard? You're either at single tempo distance, or in other words, simple action distance, or you're at compound action distance, being one step apart, right? So we'll just do pairs of possible actions. Regard, ready? So, I want parry riposte, compound action. Ready? Good. Okay, I am probably at compound action distance. Now, if I was at single tempo distance, blades crossed, same thing, you'd want to do an opposition thrust because that's a one tempo action, a simple action. Ready? Up. Good. Okay? So, you can choose either close or far. Alright? So the exercise goes like this. One person is going to set the distance, either at compound distance or at simple distance. We'll pause for a second, let you kind of figure it out. Okay? The next thing is, here's the part that's going to be really, really weird. So this is a cognitive exercise. I'm actually going to tell Joost where my thrust is going to go. And I'm always going to begin with a thrust. That doesn't necessarily mean I'll allow him to defeat it. But it means that both people have time to figure out what the actions are. So for example, if I tell Joost that my thrust is going to be here, he has to decide what the correct response is. Ready? What distance am I at? Compound. Compound. Ready? Up. Okay, where's the thrust? Ready? Up. Okay? Ready? What distance am I at? Compound. Where's the thrust is going to be here. What are your possible responses? 4, and then? 4. And then riposte. Okay, what are my possible actions at a compound distance?
You can do a feint with teeth.
Yes. Alright. Okay, now here's the trick. There is a way that a single tempo action can defeat a compound action. What is the name of that action? What is the tactical action that you use to defeat it?
Counterattack.
Alright, ready? Ready? Up. So I try a feint cutover, and he does counterattack into it, right? Therefore, it defeats my action. So there's a lot of different combinations. It is a cognitive exercise. You just talk through what are the possible actions here, here, and here. I wouldn't get too much into detail of it. I don't want to see anything anything crazy, right? Especially low lines. I'm going to do single tempo right there. Ready? Up. Okay. I'm going to do compound tempo right there. Ready? Up. Okay. So that gets very, very convoluted.